Now this is the usual 727 takeoff right here. This is an airliner version of it. And it's using the whole runway. In fact, it's not really wanting to take off at all. Oh my god, please take off now. Oh, you've reached... Oh my god, they used literally every single inch of that runway. What the hell? Yes, everybody, we all know the 727 and its few minor overrun incidents, either on landing, like here. That didn't quite work out. Only like a little 10-meter overrun there, am I right, sir? And we all know Aerosukra, who love their 727 and then loves overloading them on their cargo flying. That used every single inch of the runway and even a little bit more, crashing into the fence, crashing into the road, and later on crashing into the ground. Actually killing people. Absolutely insane. Or just last year in November, 2024, here's a normal Aerosukra takeoff. I'm taking in the localizer antennas. Great, the plane ended up landing safely, though with a few minor dents and bumps here on the landing gear. Everybody flying the 727 is something that we'll do today. This is the 727-200 in the passenger variant. Yes, the new one. For only 40 euros, we get quite a good simulation of this airplane here on some market. Link below. They, gave me the airplane for free to review in this video. And today we're gonna find out, is the performance really bad on the 727? Why do we know so many incidents of this plane overrunning runways? I mean, it really is odd. The 727 normally is known as the plane that can take off from pretty short runways and land at them. For example, the 727 is famous for operating at Key West Airport, which famously only has a 1,500 meter long runway. Yeah, let's go ahead and fly this airplane today. Now let's get into the cockpit. Obviously very, very retro. Here is the cabin, also very, very retro. Nice seating arrangement here in the business class. Take a look at the very ugly seats in the back. Damn, it's crazy how much more comfortable even economy class seats have gotten over the years. But it's interesting to see this old ass wall. No in-flight entertainment on the American Airlines 727-200. Let's maybe check out the old lavatory. Damn, that is very retro. Looks like an old caravan. Yes, open the toilet door. Let's see if the toilet's flushable. Yes, it is. Yes, it is very much flushable. Hey, look, we've got a rose here. That's very, very nice indeed. Yes, I can't wait to fly this airplane. Get this closed. They have glass on the 727. Seems like something bad for if you're overrun, which is gonna happen today. So come on, let's turn this on right now. Here's the battery switch. Yes, nice. Let's turn on now the auxiliary power unit, the APU. Starting up. We can hear it start up as well. Ah yes, 727, where we still had 3 people in the cockpit. That's maybe the reason why it always flies overfilled, especially in cargo configuration, and so it overruns all the time, apparently. Alright, okay, beautiful. Turn that all on. As you can see, that turns on the systems on our airplane. Let's get our artificial horizon caged. Yes, wonderful. Now this seriously isn't a bad airplane at all. Alright, now this is this APU bleed. That's on. So this airplane should be ready to start up. Let's see if that works. Here's the engine starters. Let's go ahead and turn on the engine number 3. Come on. Yes. And it's doing something. It's doing something. Is it? No. Yes, and 2 is coming up. Let's go ahead and put in fuel. It's funny how if you can fly the 737, you can definitely also fly the 727. Plane is turning on nicely. And it's so interesting. This airplane has the APU stored in the wing. You can see that in exhaust. Obviously, there's no APU space in the back. Okay, we can see that engine spinning up. The JT8 engine. Very nice. Let's also turn on engine number 2 here. Wonderful. Very nice. Now we could fly this plane not with an INS panel, but with this GPS panel, which I very much appreciate. But we don't need that today. We're gonna overrun anyway. Now, in order to set this plane up, we have this clipboard right here where we can remove the cones and the chocks. Very important. We can set up our navigation instrument here as well. And here we can set up a nice load. How about we bring quite a lot of load here into this airplane here? Let's just quickly load that in. Very good. Finish. Let's bring up the passengers. Fully load the passengers. Get some nice cargo in here. Yes. Clip. There we go. And we can set the speeds here. This is very, very nice, this clipboard. Wonderful. And now we can reverse thrust out of here. That's kind of a good idea, I think. We can get the majesty here of the reverse thrust. Something that's odd to see in an old airplane like this, that this airplane did not actually have shovels here. These things that would come out. But either way, let's go ahead and take off this thing, which I hope will not be that much of an issue. But yes, it's the 727 after all, which has a mixed reputation on its performance. Some say it's performance-y, and some people say it lacks performance. Let's find that out today. Come on. Full power. You can do it, little 7. Yeah, it's fine. You're okay. What's the issue? Oh, we haven't put flaps out. Let's maybe do that. Flaps 1-5. Okay, all is great. Although this piloting system is breaking. I haven't landed. This is just weird. Okay, let's go full power. Good luck with our tail strike protection that we have down here. That's very handy. Now we are reaching speeds actually quite slowly indeed. Holy moly. Oh, okay, that was a near overrun. Okay, that was barely even survivable at all. What the hell is that? Yes, it is true. This airplane is very easily overloadable, it seems. And we just did a full-on overrun on the 727. Let's put up the landing gear here. You know, that kind of happened here. The cool thing about this plane, though, is, oh my god, stop descending. But the cool thing about this plane here is, of course, we can get the air stair door open. We can actually do that from here, I think. Come on. All right, so how do I open this? How do I open the boarding stairs here from the back? Ah, it turns out we have to do it this way here. Open. Come on. That's odd. We cannot actually open the aft stair here to, you know, jump out of the airplane like this one guy who hijacked a 727 back in the 1970s, DB Cooper. Nope, that doesn't work here. Anyway, let's do some more performance testing. After all, the plane flew to Key West. Can we fly there properly? Maybe let's pick another livery. We've got lots of liveries to choose from, luckily. How about Lufthansa? They would never fly there. You know, generally, I'm a big fan when add-on airplanes are kind of like a museum piece and bring you back in time. Old Lufthansa livery. In an old airplane, they haven't been flying for around 40 years. Let's see if we can take off from Key West. I genuinely wonder, genuinely doubt. Like, there's no way they'd be able to fill the airplane up with passengers and fly out of here. But you know, the reason why the airplane overran this much is because back in the day, we didn't have, you know, overrun protection system. And maybe sometimes in Aerosucre's case, they don't really do lots of pre-flight programming on checking whether the runway is actually sufficiently long. Let's see if we can. That was a minor tail strike, but we've been able to take out from Key West. What a nice little airplane this is, though. But something you really wouldn't want to do is fly the airplane on like 2 engines. I think I've tried that before. Here we go. Just failed the middle engine. And flying this plane on 2 engines is not very powerful, so we're barely able to climb at all. In fact, like 800 feet per minute is the max, even at sea altitude. So no, the 727 was never this powerhouse. And taking off on 2 engines will definitely not be possible. Let's get maybe the middle engine back up. Can we do that now? Maybe here. Well, that doesn't matter though, because we actually wanted to land this airplane anyway. Let's get it landed now. Okay, flaps are all the way out to 40 degrees. Yes, we can bring out quite a bit of a wall of flaps using slats as well, this airplane, which somehow makes the performance a little bit better and probably is the reason why we are able to fly to such a short runway as Key West in the first place. Let's see if we can actually land here. We can fly this plane down to quite low speeds as well now. That's pretty good. Okay, let's go ahead and put her down nicely. Although landings on the 727 were never really smooth. Come on. Oh yeah, that was a standard landing, a little bit early here. We want that. Let's get the reverse thrust out to full power and get the braking to full power. And there we go. This plane brakes in no time as well. That's actually pretty good. Yes, everybody. Flying the 727 properly. Question is now, what's like the minimum runway it can take off from? Probably not very impressive. Apparently, though, back when Chicago Meigs Airport was still a thing, TWA flew an empty 727 here. Or was it United Airlines? It might have been that. That's to bring the 727 to a Chicago Aviation Museum. What an impressive looking landing, though. Very high quality. Taking off from this 4,000 foot long runway, though, probably no chance. We might want to try to use every single inch of this runway here in Chicago. So reverse thrust out. Come on, come on, come on. And take off now. Yes, wonderful. Full power. Yes. You can see the black smoke. Yeah, this was back when airplanes were a lot louder and a lot more pollutioning. Anyway, yes, you can do it now with full performance. We're running this airplane quite empty. No passengers on board at all. So you should be able to do it, 727. Come on. I trust you. Yes. There we go. So, you know, it does need around 4,000 foot long of runway. But it's interesting to see how an airplane's performance is affected by its weight. So, but the new 727 for the Microsoft Flight Simulator series. Very nice passenger variant. Make sure it's not overloaded, though. I'm looking at you, Aerosuke. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night. And a special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters. Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Fanner, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.